Before I share with you my system, you are probably thinking, who is Elsie Story? So I'd like to tell you a bit about myself. I'd like you to remember a time when you had to make a decision. Now, that could have been a small decision or a really, really big decision. Because had you been with me in the late 1970s, you'd have witnessed a time that had it been you, it would have been the biggest decision of your life. You find me in the living room of a typical 1970s house, you know, where the carpet and the settee all merge into the same brown, and the only thing that separates it is that there's a plastic cover over the sofa, and we all know that that's there to preserve the life of the sofa. And in the corner of the room is a brown box, and it's got these black circular discs on it. You know, think they're called records, remember back in the day? Well, it is the 70s. And I'm in the living room playing with my brother Kingsley, who at 7 is a year older than me. And Kingsley is wearing some orange shorts and his knees are scuffed from playing on the floor. And I've got little pigtails. No more! No more! I've had enough! Why is Mum shouting? What's going on? Should we go and see? As we approached the hallway, the shouting got louder. You! You! Because of you, we've lost everything. Because of you and your gambling. No more, I've had it. That's it. We've lost the house. Kids, are you coming with me or are you staying with him? I looked up at my tall father and my smaller mother, who was by now standing at the doorway with her suitcases. I just didn't know what to do. What should we do, Kingsley? If you stay here, you'll never see me again. I looked up at my tall father. He said nothing. And that was the day that I decided to leave my father and go with my mother. Now, I'd like you to think that's the only decision I've ever had to make in my life, but I think you'd now be telling a fib. You see, I did what my mum wanted me to do. I buckled down, I worked hard, I got a good education. Actually, I got a great education. And you find me working in the city because I decided that I wanted a great career. Or maybe that decision was made for me, who knows. And you find me outside of the boardroom of the bank I was working for. And had you been with me in June 2010, you'd have seen me outside the boardroom of the bank that I was working for. As I peered through the glass, I could see the huge boardroom table, a bit like The Apprentice. And beyond the table, there she was on the screen, my boss in Hong Kong via satellite. Elsie, you can go one of two ways. You can go in kicking and screaming, or you can go in, just be polite, don't argue, and make sure you don't cry. I decided that I wouldn't argue, and I definitely wouldn't cry. And you see, I had to make another decision on that day that I was laid off. Do I find another job, or do I start to take control of my life? And I don't know about you guys, but have you ever had one of those moments when you look back and you think, that's why that happened? Yes or no, guys? Yes. Yes or no, guys? Yes. So, and you find me on the tube, Evening Standard in hand. So depressing. Wait, what's this? Make money from property? That looks interesting. Oh my God, that's it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, if you ever read something or seen something and you just think, you know, this would be good for somebody else as well, and you just want to share it with them, don't you? You see, I wanted to share it with my older sister, Abby, and you find me outside the tube. Abby, I booked us on a course. We're going to be property magnates. What do you mean you're not interested? It's too late, you're coming. Put these dates in your diary. Now, I may have been the youngest, but I was also the bossiest. And then life took a twist. my mum got seriously ill. And I knew the reason why I'd been laid off. You see, because I had to decide whether I keep on working and get someone in to look after mum, or I look after my mum myself. And after a lot of soul searching, I decided to look after mum. And we kind of forgot about the property thing. You know, we sort of like dabbled there, dabbled here. But, you know, there are times when other things, you know, you have other priorities and other things are just far more important, like your family. And then my mum passed. And I don't know if you've ever lost anybody, but it makes you really think about your life, doesn't it? And it's like you're going around in this bubble and you're going around in slow motion. And then I started to get really angry. Did I do enough? Could I have done more? And for months, I just kind of didn't do anything. But the reality is, life does go on. Elsie, come on. We really need to go on this property course. Come on, Mum wouldn't have wanted you to waste your money. We've started this. Come on, let's finish it. So Abby and I went on this course. And it was on this course that I heard something that completely changed my life. I remember there was this old guy, Mark I think his name was, and he told us his story that he used to be a market trader selling his biscuits on the market up north. And he said some words that really struck a chord with me. Do you want to take control of your life? Do you want to be financially free? And what about your values? Are you working the job that conflicts with your values? And as I listened to Mark, I thought, hell yeah, I didn't want to go back to that dog-eat-dog world in the city. I wanted to get out. And I thought back to my mum, because Mum had worked really, really hard all her life. I mean, she'd really struggled bringing us up. And, you know, she had lived by the rules, which maybe just weren't her rules in the first place. And I could see there was another way. And so that's why I chose from that day that everything I do from that moment forward would be a step towards my goal, and that I'd really get into the property market. And that's what I've done. So as I stand here before you today, I'm now full-time in property with a property portfolio of over £3 million in XXX. And you see, I want to help other people just like Mark helped me. You see, I truly believe that the decision that I made as a 6-year-old has given me the fantastic life that I have today. As Tony Robbins says, it's in the moments of your decision that your destiny is shaped. And so now I'd like to share with you, if you please mind your P's, my system, which is called the Property Profit Principles. Because you see, I have found that there are 4 things that you need to know to become a savvy property investor. Thank you.